Hey guys, versus Z with another update, obviously. Um, this update is going to focus more on some of my thoughts on a few things. Yeah, some of my thoughts on some of the newer things that a lot of you guys have been talking about lately. I've got a couple of requests to do a Awakening of the Trailblazer review, but I'm not going to do a review. I'm just going to kind of talk about my impressions on that. Also, I'm going to update you guys on some of the things that I've been thinking about model kit wise with my current works, that's being the Strike Noir and also the Master Raid Wing Gundam, which is over there on the desk. Um, and just a couple other things like some of the new feature releases that a lot of people have been talking about, like the high grade Extreme Gundam, also a few new kits coming out for the third episode of Unicorn Gundam, and also the new Real Braid announced, which is the Real Braid L Strike Gundam. There's no surprise. I'm not gonna talk too much about not gonna talk too much about that. These are just my impressions on some of these things. So I'm going to start with just some of the quicker things that I could update you guys on. With Master Raid Strike Noir, I basically built his body. I'm liking his stance. It can definitely hold the pose that I want him to be in. So kind of angular, kind of asymmetrical pose, not straight, nothing. Very comic book dynamic pose. And so I'm gonna work on the backpack unit. I'm gonna save working on the head because I have something planned for the eyes. I'm not sure if I can execute it right, so I'm gonna practice with some of the other kits. Next thing that I'm also thinking about working on is for the Master Raid Wing Gundam. I figured a straight build won't be necessary and won't be very satisfying for the Master Raid Wing Gundam. I'm gonna go ahead and paint and detail some of the things that found on the inner frame. So it'll be slowly built and won't be something where I can actually build the inner frame first and then add on the armor. I might consider doing that, but I'm just gonna build the thing step by step and highlight things on the inner frame. Once again, it's nothing you can't really see afterwards, but it kind of just adds on to it. Also, I'm gonna lightly dry brush the inner frame with silver, tester silver, along with, of course, one of my dry brush paint brushes. And I'm also going to be doing that in a work in progress series, very small work in progress series. I won't do it step by step, but you will be able to find that at the Versus Eclipse channel whenever I get the chance to do all that stuff. But anyway, those are my plans for the Master Raid Wing Gundam. Now, I've worked on using the the Krylon Satin clear coat, and I didn't actually like the way it looked. I sprayed it on a few multicolored parts trees here and there, and I just didn't like the way it looked. And so I'm on the verge of getting myself a Krylon clear and Krylon matte clear coats, of course. Excuse me, because I've seen matte finish. I've seen some photos of people who've used Krylon matte finish, and it looks wonderful. And also just clear coat, just simple clear coat. If I don't want any kind of finish to it, I'll just go for simple clear coat. But anyway, those are my two plans for my current double build right now. It's basically a double build. I've also been aching to start building these ancient model kits of the RX-78-2 and the 1, simply because it'll help me own some modeler techniques, like it'll be practice kits for doing the whole sanding thing and all that stuff, and it's some of those things that I really want to practice and getting down. There's also another kit that I really wanted to work on in terms of weathering, painting, and pretty much every other thing that I've learned within the past 3 years here on YouTube. And I'm going to be working on the Shogun, the Super Deformed Dai Shogun model kit that I showed a while ago on my Versus Eclipse channel as an HD test. It's that little white model kit with the model kit that came out like literally 23 years ago. So yeah, I'll be working on that. So I'm really just glad to be working on this stuff. Another thing that I wanted to do as a video was to show you guys some of the supplies that I've been gathering up within the past couple months. But I realized that I'd be wasting my time showing you guys half of what I've collected. So I'm gonna save that kind of video for something for later when I actually have all the supplies that I wanted to get. So I do plan on getting some plot plates at Ace Hardware in Berkeley. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. KPHM42, it's rubbing off on me. Yeah, so I've got I got some NATO black the other day. I got, you guys already know, I got some steel, and some other new things. So I still want to get some plot plates. I wanna. There's also a hand vise and some Dremels that I want to get from Boss Robot Hobby, the same place where I got the NATO black, and that's gonna be a close to $20 investment. So I'm gonna wait until about next month or so to do that because not next month. Well, yeah, I guess next month because Valentine's Day is coming up and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to get all that gathered. I'm not only am I going to show you guys some of the newer things that I've got, but some of the older things that I've gotten in the past that I haven't used yet, such as the weathering pastels that I got from Hobby Link Japan made by Tamiya. Never used them at all. I think I tried using it, but it failed. And it's just because I haven't had enough practice, or I guess I didn't follow instructions well enough. So I'll be showing you guys the two that I actually have. So the next thing I want to talk about, I guess, is my impressions on the Awakening of the Trailblazer Gundam 00 movie. I watched it once, and I think just like a lot of other people, I was kind of dumbfounded by what just happened. Um, I liked the movie, but I kind of left a little unsatisfied, just a little bit. Um, at first, I watched it kind of just mindlessly. So what I really did like was the fact that Zabanya and Harut got the most action in that movie. They really did kick ass. The only thing that's really disappointing about that is the fact that the model kits of both Harut and Zabanya are probably not the best in the four main Gundams that came out from the movie line. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm hoping that maybe like a future release, like maybe a Trans Am release, would include some extras or something like that. But I still want to get the originals, but that's just the one disappointing part. Just the model kits don't deliver. They just don't deliver the strength and the power and all that stuff expressed that Haruth and Zabanya expressed in the movie. So that's just one of my downsides to that. Second time I watched it, I was a little bit more understanding of why the creators chose that path, that direction in the in expressing the movie, or why they even chose to do why they even chose the L's as the antagonists, and just all these decisions that they made that wasn't very clear during my first round watching it, and I was a little bit more understanding of the movie. Now, third time usually was a charm, and it really was. So after the third time watching it, I was a little bit more pleased with the movie, and I really do mean a little bit more pleased. I was slightly disappointed, still am slightly disappointed in Quanta's performance. I mean, although I do understand that Setsuna did not want the Quanta as a war machine, like a powerful war machine, like the Double O Riser was, but rather a machine to represent communication and understanding is as I see is what the Quanta is, because obviously it looks like an incomplete mobile suit. Like it doesn't pack as much, or physically it doesn't pack as much umph to it the way that Harut, Raphael, and Zabanya look. I mean, if you compare the three with Quanta just looks very simple. Like he's got nothing but a sword and a shield with some sword bits that can attach to make something bigger. It does have strength, it does have firepower, but the mobile suit wasn't meant to be a machine of war. And so I'm a little bit more understanding of the Quanta and why it looks that way. And but it doesn't it doesn't change my opinion on the Quanta. I still like the mobile suit. Um, Design wise, it's a little iffy, but it's something that's grown on me. Um, it doesn't justify. It's not a big enough reason to justify buying a master grade so soon. Maybe after I get Infinite Justice, which is, like I said, like I mentioned a long time ago, my top priority master grade. Maybe after I get that, maybe, or if I find it for a good deal, maybe I'll get that. And there's also been a lot of talk about some new model kits coming out in the future, like Master Grade Shenlong coming out. And on the same line, there's also a reissue of the Master Grade Wing Gundam Verka. Judging from pictures that I've been seeing at the Gundam Eclipse forums, it's gonna have a slightly changed color scheme. Instead of that light brown kind of off-white color, it's gonna have just a plain white color. Um, there's also There's also these two new action-based connectors so that you could pose your Master Wing Verka in a different way. Instead of attaching it onto the backpack like you would with Wing Zero Custom, there's a clip that goes onto the back of the basket, like right here, kind of. It just clips like that. So that way, if you want to pose your Wing Gundam in a angelic type pose, then you'll be able to do that. And it actually makes me wonder, would that work on the Wing Gundam or Wing Zero Custom? Not that you really need it anyway. The action bit, the action stand that comes with Wing Zero Custom works very fine to me. Um, there's also the Extreme Gundam, High Grade Extreme Gundam, which comes out of the Extreme Versus game on PSP, Gundam versus Gundam Extreme Versus. And first impressions, I wish it had better proportions. It does look nice as a model kit. It's got a lot of clear blue, very electric-y. Very electric-y, is that even a word? But the one thing that I don't like about is it looks like it's gotten way too much inspiration from the Strike Gundam. That's my only gripe about it. Other than that, it looks like a very interesting release. There's also but there's also the news going on about the next real grade being the L Strike Gundam, and it also has 3 hidden secrets which should be revealed over time. To be honest, I wasn't bitter about this news at all. The only slight bitterness that I had towards the announcement of real grade L Strike was I was really wishing for the next real grade to be like a Mark II or something like that. Oh well. I guess I guess I'll have to wait later on. But this real grade L Strike is actually interesting enough to me because I actually like the L Strike design. I'm not too big of a fan of the series, but just the way the L Strike is designed, I honestly think if if um, if you were clueless about Gundam and you didn't know about the universe and you put if you for some reason put L Strike into the UC universe, I think it'll fit in very fine. That's my opinion on that. I have nothing against the Strike, um, or the Strike's design, or who piloted the Strike. I have nothing against that. But if if it all works out, I would like that the real grade takes some aesthetics from both the perfect grade and the master grade. That would be awesome. I like the perfect grade's proportions and design. So if they would if they were to make that into the real grade design, that would be perfect. Here's to hoping that these hidden secrets. I'm actually excited for them to release a real grade Astray frame, and this is completely wishful thinking, a real grade Strike Noir. A couple of other kits that have been announced. There's a high grade Dresden. I don't know how to say that, but it's basically this updated Rick Dom that first appeared in, I think it was F91. I'm not sure, or I can't remember. But it's basically an updated Rick Dom, and it's got the the sleeves on it. So that looks like an interesting model kit. And there's also the Echoes Jagan, which looks very badass. So that might be if anything, that might be my first Jagan to get because it looks really cool. And if we know Bandai, they might include the original Jagan head. So whether they do include the Jagan head or not, or depending on if they include the original Jagan head or not, then I might just go ahead and get that Echoes Jagan because it just looks pretty cool. I think that's all in terms of some Gundam news that I've been wanting to talk about. If I did miss something, please leave it some comments, or if there was some other information that you guys wanted to hear my thoughts on that I haven't shared yet, then just go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll get to that in the next video, and I'm sure there will be something like that. There's one last thing that I wanted to mention, and it has to do with my video reviews. I've been doing some thinking lately, and a lot of this thinking has to do with what I want to do in my life, and just other things, just things for my own good. And I was thinking, doing my video reviews in the style format that I wanted to do, that I previously showed you guys, is going to take up a lot of time and might get in the way of what I want to do outside of YouTube. It will take a lot of video editing. It will take a lot of motivation. And on the side, it's kind of a lazy excuse. But in terms of effectiveness, I've also been looking back to my older reviews, and I've decided to just go back to that. And what I mean by that is my my older form of reviews where I just take, where it's just me the reviewer, you the viewer, and whatever I'm reviewing, and I just talk for 10 minutes about the model kit or the figure or whatever it is I'm reviewing. And it's not only is that effective, it's also straightforward. You know, if there's something that bugs me about it, then you guys can feel it. Like as I'm moving something and it's bugging me, then you guys can really get the real feel of what I'm like, the kind of the stress I'm feeling. Like, this is so stupid. You guys can feel that too. Or man, this is really great. I really like the detail here. Then you guys can get that kind of natural enthusiasm. And I guess that's the main cure right there. It's just um, just natural, no takes, no editing and things like that. It's just straight up natural. There might be a few cuts here and there just to save some time, but it's as I'm trying to make it now I'm on the course of trying to make my reviews as natural as possible, so that way you guys can get more of a natural sense as possible. So that's it, guys. I don't know what you guys are looking forward to, but I'm looking forward to getting some of this content out, getting some reviews back up, getting some work in progress videos back up, and I'm excited to do that. Aside from all this stuff going on, there is of course work, girlfriend time, lifetime, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, aside from all that, I'm excited to get all this stuff back up. So I'm looking forward to all that, and whatever you guys are looking forward to, I hope I can deliver. All right, well, peace out.